it's your girl Adeola. So why is the World Bank telling us that Abacha's loot is too big for them to handle? Like, what does that mean? Hey, no, I beg. What are they trying to tell us? Whatever the amount is, just send it. What do you mean it's too big? Maybe it's from one bank to another bank. Do bank transfer. You don't have to carry it with your hand. Do bank we need everything. The bigger, the better. Don't tell our story. We don't want any story. Now they are saying it's too big. The time that the man was looting the money, they didn't know it was big. They let him loot the money. Now they are telling us it's too big for them to have. You see, this is how these people do. Wayo is too much. Tomorrow now they will say Nigerians are the biggest scammers. They still have more than $11 billion that Abacha stole. So you can imagine how much he stole altogether. Like, really, this is what Nigerian officials do? I think it's a shame. For those that are there today, let this be a lesson to you that no matter what you do, even when you're no longer in power, that is what you will be remembered for. And if your father or mother is stealing money, let this be a lesson for you. I can't even believe that his family is not ashamed of what their father did. His daughter is still doing big mouth. Yabbing Wale so in car the other time. Hey, that is God. So a few weeks ago, I talked about how some foreign companies in Nigeria are enslaving Nigerians. I specifically talked about like Syria and of course MTN. Guess what happened last week? Yes, so MTN got caught. They got busted. Remember when they mandated everybody to register their SIM card, put in their address and so on, their age, and people spent hours in line trying to make the deadline. Well, it turned out that after the deadline from the government passed, there were 5.1 million unregistered cards. And MTN was still making money off of these people using these SIM cards instead of disconnecting them. So those people were still buying credit. So guess what the Nigerian government did? They fined them $5.2 billion. 5.2. I said yes, that is how it should be. With the security situation in Northeast and in other parts of Nigeria, I mean, I don't blame the government for telling people to register their SIM cards. There are so many foreign companies in Nigeria now that are daily violating our laws and treating their employees, which are Nigerians, badly. Yet we have never really heard of a fine or punishment for these companies, except last year when they fined Shell for the oil spillage, $3.9 billion. Did they ever pay that money? So I'm very happy that they decided to fine MTN. However, despite the fine on MTN, I think the Nigerian government needs to step up its game and do thorough investigation of so many of these foreign companies. Lebanese companies, Chinese companies, Indian companies. The workers at the airports, remember that they are constructing the new terminal at the Lagos airport. The workers were protesting recently that they didn't get paid for months. Can you imagine this is a Chinese company not paying workers for months? So a lot of people are saying that the fine is too much. They are saying it equates $1,000 for each of the 5.1 million unregistered cards. They say it's excessive. I don't think it is. I mean, analysts suggest that the fine could be a form of income generation for the government because we know that the oil prices have affected the income generated by the government. So if collected, this fine would represent nearly a quarter of the government's $22.6 billion annual budget. So I don't see any problem in them finding MTN. We need to make sure that nobody is violating our laws, but at the same time, we should make sure that these laws are fair and encourages foreign investment. But you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Oh, yes. Where have you been? My people, I beg, play that video. My people, for more than 10 days now, it's been real in South Africa. Kudos to those students that have been protesting day and night because of the hike in school fees. About $7,500 just to go to school in South Africa. I was like, what? And I love the fact that a lot of South Africans abroad have also joined in the protest. Even here in New York, they protested. I'm wearing this nice bead, you know, in solidarity with the protest. Yes, fees must fall. I know, I like it. It's very nice. It's very cute. So many of those students are not poor enough to get government aid, and they are not rich enough to afford the actual school fees. You see the dilemma right there. So these students protested until the president, Jacob Zuma, said that he will freeze the tuition next year. Even with that, the students are not buying it. What they want is for the fees to fall. Yes. I hope Nigerian students would learn from all of this. These students marched to the parliament. They got the attention of the whole country. Although some people are now looting, the protest is now becoming violent, and some people are now looting in the name of fees must fall.
That is not correct.
I know that is not correct. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. I didn't know we still have that. I'm gonna read some of the tweets. Dear Jacob Zuma, white people haven't made us angry. You have. Woo, snap. Look at how they are yabbing Jacob Zuma. Zuma must fall. What? What? I thought it's the school fees that must... Now Zuma must fall. Let's go. Some South African students involved in fees must fall want free education. Is this realistic? Why or why not? Exactly. Why can the students have free education? Shoot down fees, not us. This was directed to the police. Apparently, the way the policemen have handled the situation in South Africa, I didn't like it. Can you imagine trying to prevent the students from protesting? Instead of joining them in the protest, some of them are parents, by the way, they have to pay the school fees of their children. They are trying to shut the student down. Yes, so they made sure that they got the attention of Mr. President. In fact, some members of the parliament also joined in the protest that fees must fall. Unfortunately, at the end, they carried them out because, take a look.
Fees must fall. Fees must fall. Fees must fall. Fees must fall. Fees fall.
Take this one. Take this one. Take.
You know, the other thing is I can't believe that Zuma was sitting right there. That is not correct.
That is not correct.
It's enough. You don't have to play Jonathan every time I say that. But that is not correct. So these students are saying that they pay so much for school, and when they are done, so many times they don't even get a job for years. You know that youth unemployment rate was 63% in 2013. What's the point of getting expensive education with no job at the end of the day? Which is why I admire the courage of these students. Students can change a country. I'm telling you, if only Nigerian students would just learn from these South African students. You know, I read in the paper a few weeks ago that Babcock University has hiked up their tuition. I was like, what? Can you imagine? Even the fee for food, for everything, they hiked it up. Unfortunately, when the students protested, students from other schools did not join them. So nothing has really changed. Listen to what some of these Babcock students are saying. After 4 years of paying big money as school fees, Babcock University better make sure that Chevron will employ me because I cannot be job hunting. My brother. Yes, tell them, my brother. It's very important. Paying so much and then at the end of the day, you're looking for a job. What is the meaning of that? This person said Babcock University and its management should go back to the drawing board. I guess the leaders have lost the sole mission of the university. The recent increment in the fees is not acceptable as a Christian-based institution. I think the fees should be affordable. You guys have lost the sole teachings of E.G. White. Tell them, my brother, tell them. Can you imagine? I feel the pains of these students. It's not easy now. Minimum wage is 18,000. One must to eat and drink garri now. On top of that, you want to be charging more than 100,000 naira just for accommodation and food and board, 90-something thousand naira. It's not fair. It's not good. There is God in everything that we're doing. But for real, the Christian schools are supposed to be the most affordable ones. No, so things are changing in Nigeria. It's very sad. Very, very sad. Speaking of Zuma, I hope that he not only decreased the tuition, but I'm hoping that it will change many things. There are many things that need to change in South Africa.
939 million 3,060,000.
Oh my God. I was just about to preach. I was giving a sermon and you have to interrupt with, is that what is important to you right now? As I was saying, Zuma needs to change many things. Actually, play that video again. It was actually funny.
939 million 3,060,000.
The one cannot read.
769 800 700. Listen properly. 769,820 and 70.
He can't read numbers. By the way, he said 100 and something million party members. Did you notice?
Members down from 100.2 million in 2012.
What's the population of South Africa? Not be 50-something million? So the population of the party was times 2 the population of the whole country. I beg, move on. So it's clear that many people are tired of Jacob Zuma. I can't blame them. He has a lot of issues, which is why this placard has been very popular, that Zuma must fall. You know, Zuma must fall. But, you know, if I were to advise Mr. Zuma, how you doing, my Oga? What's up? I would say to Mr. Zuma, my Oga, this is the time for you to win the hearts of students and just decrease the tuition, and suddenly students will love you. Once students love you, everything else will fall in line. But wait, be my own. Now, for those that are looting in the name of fees must fall, how about now? Why must you spoil a perfect cake with this crazy looting? It's not fair. Why are you trying to discredit all the effort of those that had been protesting sincerely? You know, people that have been protesting with the whole of their heart. It's not good. Stop looting. And if you are a student and you are looting, chai, I feel sorry for you and for your father and everybody that sent you to school. I feel sorry for them. But until then, I'm hoping that this student will continue. Don't stop until you get what you want. So you understand. Kudos to these students. And Nigerian students, wake up. You guys are not doing anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So it's been a long time that I did the Zimbabwean story. You know, Zimbabwe, my Zimbabwe, Mugabe, my Mugabe. But you know, how can I see something like this and keep quiet? Doesn't that break your heart? Like, for real? That happened last week in India. You know, India summoned all these African presidents and they all went. I don't know how it is now that it is India that is summoning African president, and their Nigerian president was there as well. I'm still trying to understand what that was about. So obviously they are not letting this man rest. Is it by fire, by force to be president? The man is 92. I don't know. And yet he almost fell. What if he fell and broke a bone or something? Are they trying to kill this man? Must he be president by fire, by force? Speaking of presidents not wanting to leave, it reminds me of the president of Congo. You know that a vote of 92% has approved to get rid of presidential term limits and age limits. Can you imagine? So now Mr. President can rule for as long as he wants. He's been there for 30 years. If you count the time that he was there from 1979 to 1992, and then he came back in 2002, was re-elected in 2009, now he wants to run again. Just imagine. That's the president that doesn't wear a suit more than once. And the one that his son wears like 3 different shirts every single day, and he doesn't use a shirt more than once. He doesn't wash them. He just changes them like Kleenex. So now they're getting rid of term limits in Congo. But let's go back to Mugabe. You know, while I was pitying the man, I was very, very sad, very heartbroken. You know how much I love Mugabe, especially since we met. You know, it's been interesting. Yeah, that was a memorable day. Anyway, I don't think that Mugabe is the one in control anymore. It's clear that Grace is the one in control right now. Remember that there are speculations now that she wants to be the next president. Yeah, that's why she got rid of the vice president and all that. Now, I believe Grace is the one in control because not long ago, Mugabe at another public event where he was speaking, I think he's been rambling for a long time and Grace got tired of it. She sent him a note, and when he read that note, he actually said Pasine ZANU-PF, which means done with ZANU-PF.
Ndozvandinoitwa kumba imiwe saka ndototeerera pasine ZANU-PF.
First of all, well, for those of you that don't speak Zimbabwean language, you may want to learn. Sure, you see your life now. That tells me that somebody is now the one in control. It doesn't look like Mugabe is the one in control anymore. So it's very, very sad. Anyway, I said all that just to say, let the man rest. Because some of us actually care about Mugabe. If I have a 90-something-year-old grandfather, I wouldn't let him be doing stuff like this. It's not fair. It's so not fair. You guys I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Before I leave, I'm going to read an email, and this one is by Oludele Fatola, and he says, "Hi Adeola, I happen to be in Nigeria on vacation to see my family in Sangota, and attached are road pictures in Sangota area of Ogun State. This is a federal road leading to Idiroko border. From under the bridge of Sango, you can see the level of damage on the road. I spent about 1 hour trying to cover a distance less than 1 kilometer. Oh, 1 hour on 1 kilometer. What? Thank you very much. Regards, Oludele. Oh, thank you so much, my brother. The photos that he sent, I mean, as you guys can see, this is messed up. I'm looking at these photos and I'm like, wow. Yeah, he sent so many. I can't put all of them up here, but I put the rest of it on my website. That's adelafire.com. You can always find me. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have good roads in Nigeria. Definitely we do in different places. Abuja, Lagos, you name it. But so many places, especially if it's not in the city, so many places are ignored when it comes to giving them good roads, electricity, and water. Thanks so much, my brother, for sending this. And I'm sorry that's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to adeola.keepingitreal@gmail.com. Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at #1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.